How do folks, how's it going? It's Des Catties out in the shed for this one, and in this particular video what I'm going to do is going to show you how to make your own woodsman pantry, so stay tuned. Now, if you're someone that follows Dave Canterbury and all the rest of it, in a recent video he put up that he was updating his woodsman pantry. Now, if you don't know what one is, I tried to search it out on the internet to find out what one was, and I couldn't really find any information. From watching Dave Canterbury's video, he said that he'd seen it in an illustration in an old book that had this woodsman pantry inside a pack basket, which is something that I would never use, but obviously it was something that was used at the time and probably is still used now out in sort of Canada and places like that. So with that in mind, what I wanted to do, obviously living here in the UK, it costs a fortune for us to buy anything from over the pond. Not that it can be the retail price of buying it, but it's actually sending it over, and then we get screwed for import tax and stuff like that. So for what I'd do is I'd make my own. Now, when I first started having a go at making it, what I'd done was to facilitate some smaller tins that I had in my kit that I use for making stoves and stuff like that. And I used these tins. I actually waxed up a checkered bag that I received at Christmas off a friend with a bottle of rum in it. So I thought what I would do is utilise that bag, cover it in a wax, and then obviously store the tins in it. Now unfortunately what happened was, with me doing that, I didn't really like it. I didn't like the finish of the wax. Maybe I could have melted some of the wax out of the bag and all the rest of it, and the bag was slightly smaller and I wanted to go for bigger tins. So what I did was I had a hunt around online. I found a company here in the UK. They don't do stainless steel tins, but they did aluminium ones, which I thought, okay, fair enough, they're still as good. Obviously they haven't quite got the strength of stainless, but I really struggled to find them, so I went with an aluminium type one. Now the ones that I've got, I'll stick a link in the description of the dimensions and all that sort of stuff. I've also contacted the company here in the UK that actually does these, and just said that did they want to offer a discount code or something like that, because obviously I'm going to sort of put tell you in the description as to where I got the actual tins from. Now I used a piece of leather, as I say, in place of the checker bag, which I can't find right now. And this is just a leather bag that I had knocking around in here, and then obviously I received the tins. It's just got a drawstring at the top there. I think Dave's one, he's got an oilskin type bag, you know what I mean, and all the rest of it, and it's probably bigger than this one, but this one is just enough to accommodate, I think, about 5 or 6 tins. So let's get the tins out. So here we go. A couple of them are still empty at the moment. These are empty, and then the other ones have obviously got ingredients in them, which I'll sort of explain to what I've got in mind so far. The bag that I've got holds 6 tins. Okay, I've got flour in one, I've got milk in another, I've got salt in another, brown sugar, okay, and then in the last 2 will be up to me what I put in them. I'll probably put coffee in one and maybe something else in the other. Now the reason why I've got brown sugar, the salt and all the rest of it is so I can make up bannock bread from scratch. Now labelling these tins up with your ingredients in whatever you decide to have in there, like for example I've put a little bit of orange tape on there with salt, and then with another one to show you as an example, I've just literally wrote on there with a Sharpie brown sugar. Now, I'm not teaching you to suck eggs, obviously there's a bit of orange tape on there, and this one was milk, so literally I'm just going to write with a Sharpie milk on there. Alright, so I've got milk in there as well, obviously, and then salt and all the other ingredients. I know from seeing that video of Dave's, he's got mashed potato in now, and dried vegetables and that sort of stuff, but again, it's up to you what you put in there. I think it's excuse me, I think it's quite a good idea, good concept. You can make the bag as big as you like. You can have you can have whatever kind of tins in there and all the rest of it that you decide on. Originally, what I did have in the other little checker bag was a little sort of plastic container that held self-raising flour. And then when I put these tins in, what happened was it was quite a tight fit in the bag. And with that in mind, what happened was when I took it out, I'd actually crack the container because it was plastic. So with that in mind, obviously try to avoid using plastic, or at least if you are going to use plastic, use something that's a little bit more durable and tougher than the particular plastic that I used. But the tins are obviously quite a good option as well. All right, so there it is. I don't really know what else to say about it. It's just it's a good idea to consolidate maybe some ingredients inside a package, a bag of salts that you can obviously stick in a side pocket or in the main part of your rucksack. All right, and there it is. And as I say, the bag I used was just something that I had knocking around, and the tins fitted in there perfectly. And as I say, 6 tins in there, okay, with all the ingredients that I want to make bannock bread and maybe something extra like a bit of Darjeeling coffee, shut it Barney, and then whatever I'll have in the last one, whether I put mashed potato in there or something like that, because that does act as quite a good thickener for soups and stuff like that. All right, so thanks for watching. All right, so don't forget to subscribe, like and share and all that kind of stuff. If you've got one from SRO, if you've actually made one yourself, then obviously leave your comments down below. And obviously if you are someone that's after the tins, check out the description, and off you go, give it a go. All right, so thanks for watching, folks. Take care. I'll see you on the next one. And also what I'd like to say is that I'm not trying to take any customer away from SRO or Dave Canterbury or anything like that. It literally is just the fact that, as I say, here in the UK, you kind of get screwed for the import tax and all the rest of it. So this is just another, maybe it's a money saving idea of wanting to make your own pantry, and then obviously putting the goods in it that you feel that are obviously, something that's personal to you. All right, so there you go. Thank you. Just a little bit of a disclaimer there. All right.